I don't necessarily know what the government's going to do.
So help the homeless.
We're trying to better ourselves. We're trying to find jobs.
Please stop what you're doing and support your homeless people. Because we love y'all too.
And there's just not enough jobs around. I walked 30 miles. I walked 30 miles yesterday trying to find a job. And I couldn't find a job. 30 miles I walked. I'm through.
It's Michael Stoops, and I'm the acting executive director of the National Coalition for the Homeless. We're the nation's oldest and largest national homeless advocacy. Board members of the National Coalition for the Homeless. I joined the staff in 1988. Our mission is to end homelessness. We focus in on a number of issues: housing, living wage jobs, universal health care, and civil rights. Our strategies for ending homelessness is through a combination of litigation, lobbying, research, community organizing, technical assistance, and nonpartisan voter registration.
They want the homeless downtown. They try to get all, we call it Clinton Library.
This is how I survive. I eat from the garbage can.
I would call it, I would be honest with you, I'd call it a sin as to what I do out here on these streets.
I got raped in the penitentiary the first time I went. See, I don't know what made me say that right now. Maybe God is talking to me right now. I got raped, come out, my mind is still, you know what I'm saying? I'm back. I just go off in the woods by myself on the benches, So anytime you can just go on the spot and lay and sleep for 2 or 3 days with no food or no water, something wrong with that, man. I figured out with myself now. Come back out. Well, what's up, man? I said, man, I don't know, man. Went back the second time, got raped. Because once you get raped the first time, you go to penitentiary. It's on and on situation, man. What happened to me? Come back again. I was taking my medicine. My dad died, and when he died, he was losing my medication, man. This is my family in the streets, man.
Well, homelessness has been around in both old times and modern times as an issue that Americans are concerned about. There's no area of America immune from homelessness, whether it's urban, suburban, rural, Native American reservations.
They cut my checks 5 months ago. I'm homeless, and they can't give me a good reason for my checks being cut off. I'm sure I will get them back, but that don't correct the problem now. I've done what I needed to do when I was in the service. I served my country the best way I knew how. And the people here in Little Rock treat me like I'm like garbage.
Anybody who serves their country in a combat zone should not be allowed to become homeless when they come home from the wars. And the first veteran, even if the person screwed up in the military and he's homeless living along the riverbank of the Arkansas River, we need to, when that person shows up at our doorstep, we need to say, let's not allow this to happen, and let's make sure that everybody gets help, the veterans, the elderly, the mentally ill, the young people. Everybody is equally as deserving.
I'm a homeless, disabled veteran. I would like to get off the streets. I've been overseas. I've fought for this country. I would like to find me an established life or home and home.
Government up here at the Department of Veterans Affairs, North Little Rock, ain't doing nothing. Nothing to help me. And I'm unable to work. I'd work if I could get a job, but there ain't nobody gonna give me a job. I'm not even supposed to be walking the streets, but I walk them every night.
And it took me $220 to move in here. And you know what? I borrowed that. But you know, I'm gonna be there. I'm just like an old faithful dog. Shit, I'm gonna be there putting up with some stupid ass motherfuckers. Like the one that bobbed me out of the light at night. But see what I got? God never leaves his children behind. I make $125 a week, and I'm paying more than that. Somebody ain't telling me something right. And I got my motherfucking receipt, so you put this on camera. That's some motherfucking bullshit out this way. You know girl busted out today. You take it page by page. You know, today, to be honest with you, Robert, today is the first day I've been down in that park since I got my place, except on a Saturday. You know, I'm going through change in my life. Normally I'd be home, but it's gonna be Go be some trained, I gotta go to. But you know, when I come down, I always travel by myself. I've been out there 2 years, and I've always tried to have friends. Majority is my friends. But I choose not to bring people here because I'm trying to stay off the streets. I'm not trying to go back there. But when I step out, you know, I might cook a little something, take my homeboys something to eat or whatever.
We could cut the homeless population in half in a good way if we attack the root causes of poverty, which are the lack of affordable housing, the lack of living wage jobs, and the lack of universal health care. And if we did that, we could devote our resources to that other half that are going to need a lot more help to get off the streets.
If you're out here on these streets, my mother's got Alzheimer's disease. My father's had a heart attack. They're not able to take care of me. I have nowhere else to go. My brother got in trouble, and my 2 other brothers don't even live in the state of Arkansas. You know, it's hard without nobody, so a woman has to do what a woman has to do out here. And believe me, it's hard when you don't want to do what you have to do.
A homeless woman that's got nothing, like me, I had done nothing wrong to cause it. I had worked. I have a very good work record. But once I'm sick, an employer can't just keep me. They had to let me go.
Well, studies have found that if you're working at a minimum wage job in any city in America, you would have to work between 90 to 100 hours a week to be able to afford the fair market rental housing rate set by our federal government. I think most Americans know that you can't make it on a minimum wage job because most people, when they began their careers, whether it was in high school or in college or after college, they were working for very low wages. And people know that, and they're amazed that people are still working at minimum wage jobs. 42% of homeless people worked last month, either part-time or full-time.
It's hard to find work around here. Hey, man. It's hard to find work around here. You can't even hardly find a job around here. Even going out to the labor source.
In a position of what they call houseman, it's a temporary job, you know, just for one day. And what we do is we set up the banquets and we clean out the rooms that had banquets or seminars or something like that in them. And we set up banquets, the tables, and the silverware or seminars and this and that. And that's what housemen do. So I got work today, and that's what I needed. So I'll probably be staying in a hotel tonight, if I can afford it, being Wilma. And if not, I'll be out there fighting mosquitoes again. At night, I barely got any sleep last night, by the way, man. Mosquitoes will not leave you alone, especially being by the river. Mosquitoes do not, they don't take prisoners. They have no mercy. That's all I can say. But I like the black, I feel like Batman, you know what I mean? We'll see you there now. Going up. Going up?
When I'm working, I work here. And, hey, where's Kevin? You seen Kevin? He ain't working? You know what I'm talking about, right? Okay. Now, sometimes I work here, and I work for Kevin. I come out here, and I put trash in the dumpsters and stuff. And this ain't the place I work for. This is a place that's connected to the last call. But I come out that door right there, the one that says, not an exit. I come out here and put it in the dumpster. Yeah. And tonight I'm not working because Kevin's not here, and when Kevin's on, then I might have something to do. But he's not, he don't work Tuesdays, but he will be there tomorrow night. And If he got some work for me, I work. About 30 to 20 minutes. Not bad for $10. It was better than nothing. Some people won't even do that.
Living outside is dangerous in this country, and before the days of air conditioning, people would go sleep on their lawn chair at nighttime in the 50s and early 60s. We need to make sure that everybody who wants shelter gets shelter, and those who don't want to come inside, that want to continue to live along the river, we need to go out and continue to do outreach, and we need to be aware of. We need to educate our young people that homeless people are just like you and I, and you don't go out and take advantage of a homeless person.
And by tomorrow morning, this shit'll be gone. Oh, see, while the rest of my tramp brothers are suffering, I be enjoying the air. But it comes on periodic. Right now, but when it's summertime, it's air conditioned. Lay down like this here. Even I gotta put up with this shit, hey, it's better than nothing. Chill. Cause I ain't got to worry about nobody coming at me from this angle. If they come at me from this angle, then I know.
Living on the streets, even along the serene Arkansas River in the wooded areas, can be dangerous because you're living outside. You don't know who's going to wander up on your campsite. And I'm not talking about police brutality. I'm talking about either other homeless people, and there is homeless and homeless crime, of course.
Oh, I seen a guy get hit in the head with a brick. It was all over. Dude went up and tried to take 2 Cokes from the hot dog lady. And another guy saw it, told him to put one back. They got into it. He had a metal rod he used to carry around. He swung the rod and banged it on a picnic table down there. So the other guy jumped back, picked up a brick, and just threw it as hard as he could in the guy's face.
Right here, wow, some gang members jumped on me.
Does that happen a lot?
Well, I don't know about everybody else, but that's what happened to me.
Most dangerous time of the year for homeless people is during the summer months, because you have out-of-school teenagers roaming the streets, clubbing at clubhouses, roaming the streets, and they come across a homeless person who might not be a pleasant person, who might ask or make an inappropriate comment. And so we have found that the summer months are very dangerous for homeless people. So what do we do? My grandfather died the way many homeless people die during the winter months or during the summer months when there's oppressive heat. He froze to death. He was out drinking and decided to sleep on the riverbank at night. And I remember the embarrassment, the shame, the guilt that I felt that I was not able to help my grandfather.
Shoes are worn out. I ain't somebody from the streets, So, hey, I put miles on these babies. I'm not an actor. To those of you at home watching this, I am not an actor. I'm the real deal on the streets. And, this is my sleeping spot. And as you can see, it's clean. No bill balls, no straight shooters, and no crap, And, but like I said, sometime I had to move to a different spot. But this is my main spot right here. But like I said, I do it after midnight. That's when the police done ran through here. And they ain't coming back in here no more. And they don't check every little spot. If they happen to see somebody, then they just tell them, hey, park the clothes. Move on. But I usually like to catch them on the backside when they go back in my thing. lay down, some sleep, and wait till the morning time.
All of us are not here because of our own doing. Some of us are here by something that happened in our life that made us this way. There is some here that likes being homeless. I'm not one of them. The first time in my life I've ever been homeless, and that's been a month and a half.
I happen to be out here because of some things happened in my life. And it ain't just me, it's a lot of people that go through stuff. When you're off balance, and hey, I've had a mother and father, I got a beautiful family, loving home, love. I love my people and they love me. But when you're off balance, individuals, certain individuals, and I'm speaking for myself, I will find a way to feel better. Now I know right from wrong. I ain't finna go rob no bank. I ain't finna hurt you. I'm gonna speak to you, I'm gonna respect you, I live just like you, I'm just like you. But it just so happens there's an off balance in my life right now. And if you care, you could find out if you talk to me, see. But see, people don't talk. People don't talk. People just don't care.
How I survived in Little Rock, Arkansas through the VA. The VA, I'm a disabled veteran, so why shouldn't I survive? But what about the civilians out here that's homeless? It's not just us veterans hurting, everybody hurts. When the economy goes down and people are hurting, we all mix in, veteran, non-veteran.
We're gonna have to face the problem that this is a growing problem. These people can't help themselves for being homeless. But you can help them. You're gonna always see them, because as long as society keeps being greedy and not trying to help them, you're gonna always have them. Some of them here go to the riverfront and down at the riverfront market because that's where food is.
I looked through the trash there. Now today, I'm gonna tell y'all something. To those of you at home, usually, when the students come by, that's when I usually hit this spot. But see, if it's not a large group of people coming by like this, throw away a lot of stuff because it's wasteful. Let me show you something else. Today was a big bunch of students, you know. And come on. What's the next one? Might be. For those of you that are watching this, I survived. I just need this here. Look at this. Now the students, some of these people are real wasteful, but this is how I survive every day. Come over here. Now just the other day, I was doing this. Police officer said, "Hey, don't make a mess." And I told him, I said, "Hey, thank you for doing your duty. I think I can handle it from here." He was just doing to be, what's the word for it? Facetious. But this is how I survive. I eat from the garbage can, just like I'm doing now. Ain't nothing been followed since this young man been following with his camera. He ain't saying leave stuff like this here. People starving now out here in the city. Coming to big conventions and stuff. They wait for you. See? They don't bother going to the mission or something like that to donate this stuff. See, in Arkansas got a Good Samaritan law that said if you donate something, when an organization somebody gets sick, then you're not responsible.
4 or 5 years we've been hearing disturbing reports from homeless people themselves and from service providers and advocates of being harassed, chased away, cited, arrested, simply for the crime of being homeless.
Law won't let me sit down too long in one spot. I have to get up and move. We don't have no porta potties. And the people up here in the motels and stuff won't even let us go in there and use their bathrooms. And the city of Little Rock's taking I mean, what are we gonna do? Go up there and take a dump on the streets? Is that what we're gonna have to do?
Did you come to the park, police harassing you? Harassing? Can I see your ID? Do you have any warrants and all that? Why? Why are y'all doing this to us? And I fought in service for this country, man. I fought for this country. I'm a disabled veteran. I shouldn't have to go through this, though, man.
I wear my clothes week by week because I can only get them changed once a week. And I have to be up there in time if they fit me. If they don't, I don't get a change for another week.
Homelessness increases regardless of who is in the White House. Even under the Clinton administration, when President Clinton signed off on reforming welfare, which was really a code name for cutting poor people off welfare, we saw in the late 90s a tremendous spike in the number of homeless families. And during this new century, under a new president, a new administration, a new HUD secretary, we see the same trends happening, increases year after year. There are 6 times as many animal shelters in this country as there are shelters for people.